Hello and welcome to the Nexus. Today we're going to be discussing Playmates toys. Keep an eye on our channel, so make sure you give it a thumbs up. It doesn't do anything for you, but it really does help the channel out, so please give a thumbs up. And make sure you give it a subscribe as well. Over on the Nexus channel, I'm going to be bringing you lots of information, and we're doing reviews of everything that Playmates brings out. So if you're a massive Playmates fan, just subscribe to the channel. All the information will be there. So today's information, I'm going to run through what's coming out, what's going to be coming out as well. So the information that I've got from this is from various sources. So I've been emailing Playmates, I've been emailing Bandai here in the UK. They are the European distributors for Playmates. And also as well, Bandai have been to the various toy fairs where they've been showcasing some of the stuff from the Star Trek stuff, and I've been discussing it with them as well. So I've got a bit of information to tell you. So that's where a lot of this information comes from that I'll be discussing in this video. So we're going to be looking at what's coming out and possibly what is coming out in the future as well. Some stuff is sort of confirmed. I can't say too much. But I can sort of hint, I suppose, at stuff coming out. So yeah, let's just dived right in it. So the first wave of figures is the 8 figures here. So obviously we've got the 3 from Next Gen, we've got 2 from Discovery Season 1, and we've got the 3 figures from the Wrath of Khan. It sort of gives you an indication of what they're doing as well. I'm really looking forward to this. You know, this is just wave 1. I've seen many people on Facebook groups and forums and stuff like that saying, I wish they did this, I wish they did that. Trust me, one of the main responses I used to get to my emails when I emailed Playmates and Bandai was, it's coming. It was like a generic sort of question when I was asking stuff what was coming out, and they said, don't worry, it's coming out, or it's coming. So you know, there's a lot of stuff coming out. This is just a tester of what we've seen here. I did see some of these at the toy fairs. They do have bios on the back. They do have the Bandai logo on as well. And they have a little QR code as well on the back and stuff like that. But I'm an out-of-box collector, so I'll be ripping these open and having a proper play and look at these. Yeah, I mean, there's excitement around it. We've got Burnham and Saru. I do believe that's Lieutenant Burnham, and I think that's Commander Saru. So it sort of gives you an indication of what series they're from. So obviously they're from Series 1. But once again, we're probably going to get a few Burnhams and a few Sarus as well, because we're probably going to get well, I mean, when you look at this and you kind of think, well, what figures can they do? It just, you know, you can just go off on one, can't you, really? Because you've got Season 3 Burnham, Season 4 Burnham, you know, and stuff like that. So, yeah, and even with the Picard figured out, I mean, you could have Captain Picard. I mean, they've got Picard there in this sort of Season 3, Season 7 uniform there. But they also did, I would imagine that they'll be doing a jacket version. You've got the Generations, First Contact. You've got maybe even Yesterday's Enterprise uniform. That's just for Picard. And then you've got him as a Romulan, maybe. I mean, it's endless, and that's just on that one figure. So, you know, whatever we can probably imagine, they're probably going to do, because they're going all out for this. Now, this is the main line. This is called the main line of their line, basically. It's the main one. Also as well, it's more focused. This main line is more focused for collectors. So there's a few places here. I'm from the UK, so there's a few places here I know we're definitely going to be stocking the main line. There's places like Zavi and stuff like that online. Mankind as well was another place that I contacted that said that we're going to stock this. There also is, this is wave 1, obviously, like I've said, but wave 1's getting a double release. We don't know about wave 2 yet, but wave 1 is definitely getting a soft release and then a bigger release as well. So the softer release is in July. Now online it said Now, over in the States, it says it's on online only in July, and then in stores in December. When I asked Bandai, they weren't too sure about whether the first release was going to be in stores or not. Obviously, they're just selling them to retailers, and obviously, if they want to put them on their shelves in their shops, then they can probably do that. There's not an embargo. There's nothing to say they can't do it. But yeah, there is going to be a sort of a double release. So we're going to most likely get a few selected places. I think the stock is low on the wave on this first release. So I would imagine if you want to get yourself in there to get them, I'd get them now. Otherwise, the main release will be in December. That's a massive stock coming in for that. And I was told by the guys over at Bandai that you'll be able to pick them up in most places, which is really, really good. Good news, really, because I don't want to be in a spot where you're having to chase these down to try and find where they're stocked. Now, I have got a dedicated Facebook page. So if you go to the Nexus Facebook page, which is a link at the bottom of the video, and you go over to groups, there is a group there that I've created for the Playmates toys for the UK, and on there I'll be telling you whereabouts you can pick them up, where's the cheapest place, what's coming out and stuff like that, just similar to what we're doing now in this video. But yeah, this is the main collection. What I did find was that the plan going forward is to do 8 figures in each wave. So that sort of gives you an indication of how many figures we're going to end up getting. We don't know at this point how many waves there's going to be a year. The guys at Bandai were a little bit sketchy, but they said that they would expect there to be 4 waves a year, so 1 each quarter. And we'll get onto the phasers and the ships. They're going to have a different release, and we'll get onto them as well in a minute. Now, the packaging was on display when I saw it at the toy fairs, and I'm just going to show you that now. So that is that's how they're going to look when they come out. They're going for this sort of, like I said, they're hitting the collector's market here. So any figures that they've sort of released before, like the Picard there and like Admiral Kirk, they're coming in like the normal size packaging, but they're going to have the classic design. Anything that's new, so Lower Decks, Picard, Discovery, are all going to be in the new Star Trek Universe packaging. They also come with like accessories and stuff like that. The Delta base there, which if you remember collecting the old ones, they had the normal Delta, and it was the badge. So if Voyager had a different badge over next gen, that's what you got. On this one, it's just literally the Delta, and then it comes with the, I would say, basic accessories, and they come with them originally. I remember them coming with them originally, and they were like, yeah, the phaser and the pad and stuff like that, and they were just like a generic colour. There was no sort of colouring or anything, or paint apps to them or anything like that. They were really basic, and they've done this as well. It's also worth noting as well that all of this stuff coming out from Playmates is all different. It's completely different from what they did before. So there's new molds, new paint apps, new materials, new everything. Obviously, technology has come a long way since the original release. I did ask if they were ever going to do like a re-release of the original figures. I don't think that's in the pipeline, but they've done something like this before with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line, which has done remarkably well for Playmates. So we could get sort of a legacy line, I would say. But this is more or less like the legacy line. But like I said, these are, if you stand them next to the original Playmate figures, they're going to look totally different. Totally out of scale, totally different. Mainly as well because the technology has come a long way. So a lot of things like the paint apps, the 3D printing and stuff like that, it's just become much better. So these figures are going to be a lot better than the predecessors, really. But yeah, that's the packaging style that we're going to get. We've also got a a phaser coming out. This is another one from TOS. I'm surprised they went with the with Admiral Kirk and Admiral Spock from Wrath of Khan. They didn't do them in the original clothing. But anyway, I did ask, once again, these are going to be, these are new moulds, these are new materials that they're using. Obviously, things like electronics and stuff like that are coming a long way, so it's going to have a few more bits to it, I would imagine. It didn't have it on display. They did have the phaser on display, which to me seemed more like a shell, more like a 3D printed shell version that they do at these sort of conventions. It didn't have it in a box, but I would imagine because they're doing all the retro style boxing, it's going to come in sort of the retro style. I asked if we're going to get things from Next Gen and the tricorders and all of that, and they said that was one of the generic responses that I got, which was it's coming. So it's good to know that they're coming. Also as well, this play stuff is, once again, they're focused more on the collector's market and this stuff. But they're really focused on this. It's going to have a different release window. This and the ships and the figures are all going to have a different release window. So what we might end up doing is getting perhaps, I don't know, 1 or 2 of the phaser sort of stuff a year, maybe even more, I don't know. But I was told that this and the ships that they're bringing out are on a different release window over the figures. So we probably might get more frequency with the figures over these sort of things. Yeah, and we'll come on to the ships as well. So once again, we've got the ship. They've gone for the original Enterprise. Once again, like I said, this is completely new. It's completely new tooling, completely new electronics and materials that they're using. So this is going to be nothing like the original release. Also as well, it's worth noting that it's going to be in the original style boxing. Recommended retail price for these actually really good. So that their recommended retail price of $49.99. I guarantee that there's going to be some retailers that are going to push that further down. You know, for competition and stuff like that, for pricing and stuff. But yeah, recommended retail price £50. Now I personally think these are going to absolutely fly off the shelves when they start, because if Eagle Mosses was anything to go by and all the stuff that they do on ships and stuff, this is just going to be an absolute banger for them. I think I'm definitely, obviously I'm getting them all, but yeah, I can't wait for the ships momentarily. I did ask what ships we're getting, and they did say that we'll be getting every hero ship. I said about aliens, they said they're coming. Once again, it was one of their responses. But when I said, you know, we getting other Federation ships and stuff like that, and they said all the hero ships. So that's a good indication. So, you know, you say that, and your mind starts going. So you're going to be getting things like Voyager, the Defiant, maybe DS9, all that sort of stuff. And it just sort of like I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait for all this stuff to come out. So yeah, all the hero ships. Obviously as well, they're going to be pushing the new stuff. So we'll probably get things like the La Serena and Discovery as well. It's going to be interesting to see if they do Discovery A or any of the ships actually from season 3 of Discovery, just because of way the nacelles are done and stuff like that. But I would imagine we'll definitely get Discovery from season 1 or 2. The Enterprise from Strange New Worlds, I guarantee that's coming as well. But yeah, like I would imagine that we'll probably end up getting the alien ships as well. So we'll probably end up getting like the Romulan Warbird and the Cardassian ship and all that sort of stuff to go with it, because you know, if we demand it, I would imagine they'll be looking at this. Like I said, with them doing the Star Trek universe stuff, it gives them so much to work with. It's really scary, really, on how much is out there. So I want to just come on now to the video on what else I saw and spoke to when I spoke to them at the guys at Bandai. Now, originally there was this little teaser that was put out. Now, obviously it's really strange. So they put this teaser out and said, oh, we're coming back, and no figures had been announced, but there's actually, I think there's 3 or 4 figures there that haven't come out in wave 1. So you know they're coming out, and you know, maybe they are, maybe not, I don't know. But the top right there is is Picard from Star Trek Picard. Then we've got Burnham in the middle, and then Data, and at the bottom right we have season 2 of Discovery. We've got Spock there from season 2 of Discovery. I think that's Saru, and then on the bottom left is, if you can make that out, that is Captain Pike. Now I do believe that's the Captain Pike from Star Trek Discovery season 2, and not from Strange New Worlds. Though when I asked about Strange New Worlds, the guys on the displays there, they knew what they were and they knew about them. So yeah, they knew that their stuff's coming. So that's really, really good. The card we're getting is like this. It's him really in his leather jacket that he wore. That's the sort of Picard that we're getting from that. I don't know. Once again, I would imagine that we'll get the other characters, Rail, Rio, 7 of 9, all those sort of characters from Picard. But I know that we're definitely getting Picard. It was on their teaser, and I may or may not have seen it as well. If you're wondering what this Spock will look like, this is the Spock here from season 2 of Discovery. This is what he will look like. He'll have his beard and stuff like that. Once again, we'll probably most likely get him from Strange New Worlds as well. I can also say that yeah, we're getting these guys. I mean, it's no secret really. I think it was always in the pipeline, but yeah, I'm not going to even keep that one a secret. Yeah, we're getting Star Trek Lower Decks. The 4 main people are definitely going to be in it, I would imagine. I know what figure we're getting. I've seen it. I can't say which one of these that I saw, but I think you can all have a guess. But I was assured that it's all coming. All of this is coming. But it's interesting. We're probably going to get these guys, the 4 of them, before we get other characters like Ransom and people like that. I also, like I said, they knew about Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Now, it's not out over here in the UK yet, not without Disney, Paramount Plus, I should say, sorry. That is due to come out very, very soon. But, yeah, they sort of knew about it. And this is the core main characters from that. It's one of the new series where it's got like a big core sort of character-based episodes, and it's gone back to topic as well, so it's really cool. I would imagine we're getting all these. I know we're getting Pike. Once again, it was on the teaser, but that was from season 2. I would imagine it would just be easier to keep his sort of head sculpt and stuff like that. But once again, these are all coming down the line, so do not be surprised if we don't get them. So I'm going to move on now to Star Trek Prodigy. It's a bit different. It's a bit like sort of thing. So the information that I got. So these are the 4. Well, 5 if you include Morph, but Morph's coming with one of the other characters there. These are the 4 that have been announced. These are the 4 that are coming out. You could say that they are missing 2, and they are, and we'll get onto that in a minute. Also, as well, it's worth noting that Star Trek Prodigy is going to have a totally different release window and release over the Star Trek mainline. So we're going to have the Star Trek mainline and Prodigy probably running side by side. But the Star Trek Prodigy stuff is going to be massively forwarded to kids between the years of, I was told, between 5 and 12. That was what I was told. And they are going really, really heavy with this. So they want kids to pick these up, to play with them, to take them to the park, to take them to their friend's house, and just have an adventure with them. And this is what they're really focused on. So we got the 4 characters there. We've got Gwen, I think it's Jake and Pog there, isn't there? And Zero. I can't remember. Is it Dale? It's Dale, isn't it? Yeah, he comes with Morph. And obviously we're missing Rocktok and Admiral Janeway. I know that they're coming. I was told, where's the rest of them? They're coming. Like I said, they're going to have a different release window, and they're going to have a sort of soft release and then a harder release. So the soft release, once again, when I asked Bandai this, they weren't too sure whether they're going to be in stores or not. But they're the main distributor to the UK, so I'm sure they should know. Because I said that these were going to be online exclusives. They said, are they? That was their response. When I asked them this, they went, are they? Oh right, okay. I don't know. So when I said what stores are going to be, and they didn't know that neither. But I have asked around. I know the Entertainer here in the UK. I did ask them, and they said 100% that they're going to be stocking the Star Trek Project stuff, but they weren't too sure on the Star Trek main line. So these will probably be available from there. The soft release is in December, and then we're going to get a harder release, or the main release of these, in, I think it's about February, March time. So there's going to be two sort of windows. By February, March time, I was reassured that you'll probably be able to pick them up in most places. So yeah, so obviously we are missing one of the best, I think the best character in the whole series so far, and that's Rok-Tahk. She's obviously bigger than the other main characters, which I think why she wasn't announced in this one. It comes with supply problems and stuff like that with everything else that's about, obviously, at the moment. And we also we're definitely going to be getting her. She's probably going to be on her own, but she's probably going to be one of these bigger characters that we get. I don't know whether they're going to do like a bigger scale, so bigger kids can pick these up, like Barbie doll sort of style. It's going to be very interesting. But like I said, they're going to have a totally different window and release from the main line. I did ask whether they were going to be in the main line, and I didn't really get a response to that. So it's going to be interesting. And obviously, the main girl herself, obviously woman. We're going to have Admiral Janeway. She's coming. I would imagine she'll end up like this. I asked if, like I said, they're focusing really heavily on play. So they want kids to play. They want people. They want kids to interact and everything else. I would imagine that we'll get the villain as well. So I imagine we'll get the Diviner, and I would imagine that we'll also get Dreadnought as well. Just because I think that they're going to be introduced into the toy line. It's interesting when you come up. I don't know if we're going to get the Ferengi that was on the series. That's going to be an interesting one to get. I don't think we've seen the last of her in terms of Star Trek Project E. I think she's going to crop up a few times maybe. If she does, I would imagine that she'll get a figure. It's the only other character I think that we could get at this point. Another thing I want to say as well, like I said, they're really focusing heavily on play, and they want, like I said, kids to come out and play. And so I've been told that they're going to do the phaser, the tricorder. They're going to do uniforms as well, and all that sort of stuff. They want kids to dress up, really get involved, and really start playing with these sort of stuff, and really muck about, and just play, just kids playing. That's what they want. But I can see the cosplayers going absolutely crazy for this stuff as well. I'm going to pick this up as well. The Project E line I am going to be buying. I'm going to be reviewing that actually on the channel with my daughter. The main line as well, because my youngest absolutely loves Star Trek Project E. But they said all this sort of stuff is coming. So the only two things that I know of so far are the phaser and the tricorder pad slight thing, in inverted commas. They're coming out. I would imagine they'll be able to slide and they'll light up. And they'll make noises and all that sort of stuff. That stuff is definitely coming, I was told. So, yeah, that stuff's coming. We've also got Now, I asked about the ship, whether we're going to be getting the ship as well. Once again, we are. The Protostar we're definitely getting. Whether it's going to transform, I don't know. What we're going to get, I don't know. This is the Protostar, obviously. Before I go any further, and they said that I asked what are we getting, and they said ships and all that sort of stuff. But they said like figure play. They want, like I said, they want you to play. So they said things like accessories are going to be coming out for them. They said vehicles, and they said play environments as well, which is really strange. So and I was thinking vehicles. The only vehicle that we saw was this one in the Star Trek Project E series that Dale sort of gets. He gets it 3D printed and it jumps out and he goes off on an adventure. So we'll probably end up getting that as well. Like I said, we're definitely getting the Protostar. I would imagine we're getting this as well because, like I said, they're really heavily on play. But yeah, that is where I'm at the minute in terms of what I know and what's coming out. Like I said, keep it the Nexus, because I'm going to be reviewing all these figures when they come out in July. And I'm going to keep all the information as well. Any new bits of information, the releases and figures and all that sort of stuff that ever gets said, I'm going to be doing a video on. So give it a cheeky subscribe. Also, like I said, give it a thumbs up right at the start of the video, because it might not mean nothing to you, but it means massive amounts to the channel as well. Comment underneath. I'm always in the comment section. Comment away. I can talk to you about anything there. Obviously, you can check out the Facebook group as well, where lots of information will be put as well. But anyway, look, I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully when I return with a new video, it will be to review the new figures that are being released. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.